Hello and welcome back to Just Meg Elise, a podcast about healing, remembering who you are, and diving into deeper alignment. I'm Meg, and I'll be your host. So during today's episode, I want to talk about the cost of fitting in before we really knew ourselves, which I think a lot of us did, especially in childhood, early adulthood, that sort of thing, and we may still be doing in certain ways. So I want to talk about that. So the idea for this episode actually came up yesterday. I was at my mom's house and she had printed some old photos of my 16th birthday party, which I had never seen before, and I was looking at those photos. And as I was looking at that girl, that version of me in those photos, I had like this feeling in the pit of my stomach, like a shameful feeling, or that I felt bad for her, or almost like sad or angry in a way. And I was thinking, why do I feel this way? So I really started dissecting it later in the day, and I realized why I felt that way. It's because that girl in those photos, she did not know herself, and she was very much just trying to do whatever she could to fit in. And I wasn't a bad person. I was just, at 16 years old, I was very like self-motivated, unconsciously living, possibly a little selfish, very much searching for approval in my peers instead of just living authentically and seeing who was still around and who still loved me when I lived authentically, you know? And the way that showed up back then was, for my 16th birthday party, I had a SpongeBob theme birthday party. Because like back then, as a millennial, all the girls in my age, in my class group, they all loved SpongeBob. And I watched SpongeBob every now and then, but he wasn't like the SpongeBob show wasn't like my favorite thing. Like it shouldn't have been my birthday theme. But at the time, I couldn't think of a theme. I couldn't think of something that I loved so much that I wanted it to be the theme of my 16th birthday party. So I just chose something that I knew all the other girls would want or like. And looking back, like it wasn't what I wanted. It was just what I thought everybody else would want. And so it wasn't me being authentic to me. It was me choosing something that I knew would be widely accepted, not me choosing something that I myself actually liked. And looking back, thinking back, I can't even pinpoint now what I truly liked during that time in my life that I could have chosen instead. I liked riding ATVs with my dad. I mean, I guess I could have chosen I don't know. I have no idea. I was into like certain boy bands back then. Could it have been a theme around that? I don't know. Like even now, looking back, I did not know myself even back then. And still to this day, looking back, I still don't quite know what that girl liked or what was authentically her. And I'm still like figuring that out now as I've moved into adulthood. You know, I wanted to talk about this because I feel like this is probably a common occurrence in a lot of people's lives, but we just don't even realize it, that especially when we're younger, we do things in order to fit in that are not authentically us, do not authentically represent the person that we are, or our likes or our wants and desires, and instead represent the wants and desires of society or of our peers. And we might even carry that mechanism into adulthood, you know? Like maybe we're metaphysically still choosing the SpongeBob cake when that's not what we want, you know? And where in our lives, I wanted to ask this, where in our lives do you think that you're still doing that? I can think of examples in my own life. Like I might dress a certain way because I think women my age dress that way, when maybe I want to dress a different way. Maybe I want to wear more color, wear more florals, whatever it is. But I'm either afraid of looking too, I don't know, I'm still finding my personal style, but sometimes I don't wear things that I want to wear because I'm afraid I'm going to look too boyish, which, why do I care? Or sometimes I'm afraid to wear certain things, like sometimes I really like florals, or I'll see a dress that I really like that's really frilly and girly, and I think like, no, that's too girly, or no, that looks too old lady, you know, and I stop myself from wearing the things that I want to wear because I'm afraid of how somebody else is going to see it. Or maybe I choose a paint color for inside my house because it's like kind of a muted, socially acceptable paint color when really I want to paint it neon pink. You know, there have been times where I want to paint a room a really bold color, but I stop myself because why? There's this idea that like you have to keep your home very palatable in case you sell it one day. You don't want to put like really bold colors in case you sell it one day or whatever. And it's like, I'm getting to a point where I'm like, it's my home in the meantime though. Shouldn't I fill it with things that bring me joy, including like really colorful items? This wall behind me, I actually really love. These are two of my favorite colors, the sage green and the darker teal. But these are also like my brand colors for my business. And when I painted that wall, the rest of this room is like you can see it, it's like a muted tan color. And I wanted to paint this whole room this green color, but I thought, no, that's too bold. Just do one wall, just do one little like wall behind you, because this is really the only thing that you're seeing on the video, right? I think there was multiple reasons to that. I just didn't want to paint the whole room because there was a lot of big furniture in this room and I didn't want to move it around. But there was also the thought of like, if I painted a really bold color like that, I'm going to have to repaint it when I sell the house. But why does it matter? You know, I should be embracing what feels authentic and beautiful to me in the moment, regardless of what the future holds, regardless of what somebody else is going to think of it, you know? So recently I actually painted my bedroom a very similar color to this, and I love it. I love it. And I'm so glad I did that. At first, when I was painting the walls, I was like, this is bold. This is a pop of color. It's a little bit more, the color in my bedroom is a little bit more, it's between like a forest green and like an Everest green, but it's really pretty. And I like that it matches my bedspread. But I'm glad that I did that because it felt authentic to me, regardless of what somebody else thought of it. And even my mom and my stepdad were there helping me paint it. And she even made a comment like, it's a choice, you know, because she didn't necessarily love it, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what she loves. It matters what I love. And I like the color. So just stepping more authentically into what I want and what I need, it is a journey. And I'm realizing that. And I realized looking back at those photos of me at 16 years old, like she did not know what she wanted and she just chose what she thought other people wanted. And it reveals the pain of something bigger, like seeing my past self trying to fit in rather than be authentic. And it made me think, like, what else am I doing in my life in order to fit in instead of being authentically me? Definitely the way I dress. I mute it down because like I have some shirts that have like really cool prints on them, but I don't wear them. Why not? It's because I think that this will be a little bit more palatable. So maybe I'm going to try and mix it up more with my clothing, but I don't know. It's a little bit of like healing and rediscovery. Another thing I realized recently was like, I really want to go to Ren Fair. And for a long time, for years, I told myself like it was too whimsical, too childish, too something, like talked myself out of going or buying an outfit to go because I was worried that other people would judge me. Who the hell cares? Who cares? So then this past Halloween, I actually purchased a bunch of pieces to put together an outfit that I could wear to like a dual purpose, like I could wear for Halloween and wear to Ren Fair. So it's like a woodland fairy sort of outfit. And I really like it. It's like this, it's this green dress, like a tunic sort of dress and a white undershirt thing. And then I bought this really cool purse on Etsy. It's like an acorn crocheted purse. It's so cute. And I even got these like woodland little fairy ears, and I got this almost like a woodland fairy, maybe like she's a princess or a queen, like something to wear around my head. And I got this glitter to put on my cheeks, and I looked so cute for Halloween last year, but it was also to wear to Ren Fair. I am slowly stepping into my more authentic self and purchasing what I want to purchase and decorating and dressing how I want to dress and speaking about the things that I want to speak with. Just this podcast alone is me continuing to write books, and I'm writing my second book and all of these things and just expressing my voice more authentically. It's all a part of this healing. I think that I don't know why I'm about to cry right now, but I think back on that girl, you know, as a teenager and even into my early 20s, mid-20s, hell, I just did not know myself, and I just was doing everything that I was doing, dressing the way I dressed, whatever it was, to fit in, instead of asking, Megan, what do you truly like? Do that. Do more of that. Megan, how do you like to dress? Dress more like that. And so I want to invite you to do the same. Like, ask yourself, where in my life am I maybe not choosing what authentically would be what I want to choose, but instead choosing something else that's more palatable, or what I feel is more palatable to others, or like more widely acceptable to others. Where am I doing that in my life, and how can I begin to change and shift that? And trusting that we are going to be loved regardless. And if people don't love us if we step into our authentic selves, those are not our people, because we shouldn't have to perform a certain way to be loved. And we learned that at some point in our life, that we needed to perform to be loved. And we've carried that mechanism forward. And so it's transitioning into self-compassion, into more self-compassion. It's transitioning into what is authentically me, and can I express that more? And looking back on that version of me, like, it does make me cringe, but that version of me wasn't wrong. She was just She was trying to survive. She was trying to feel loved. She was trying to feel accepted in the best way she knew how. I had only been on this planet for 16 years. That's not very long, and still very new at this. All of us were when we were that age, and all of us did things at that age to try and fit in. It's understandable. But now that we're adults, we have to start to make different choices that align with what we truly want. And I was also looking back and thinking, what did that 16-year-old need? She needed to feel more accepted, and she needed more permission to be herself. And how can I give those things to myself now? Maybe it's looking at myself in the mirror and saying, I choose you, I love you regardless. And giving myself permission to be myself. It's okay to be yourself. Telling myself that it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to love what you love. It's okay to love Star Wars because I love Star Wars, and I kind of hid that for a while, the fact that I liked Star Wars. I like more the newer versions of the movie, like Rey. I really like Rey. I actually have a photo of Rey in my office. It's like a local artist painted her, and she's in my office. But I think it's just because she stands for like strength and courage, and yeah, so I like those movies. And for a long time, I didn't share that with the world because why? I've also wanted to go to Comic-Con and dress up as I have multiple things that I want to dress up as, like Rey, Luna Lovegood, because I love her from Harry Potter. There are multiple things that I've had ideas about that I've never gone. I've never dressed up. I've never done that. Why? Because there's a little bit of fear of will people judge me, that I'm still working through. So part of healing is realizing too that we can't go back to our younger selves to teach ourselves then. We can't go back to the past. But what we can do is to love them differently now. And we can show them now what belonging and authenticity really look like. And if this story, if me sharing this stirred something in you, remember that this is just an invitation to try and work to live more authentically as you and as what you want. And maybe even pull up an old photo of yourself, because I did this yesterday when I was looking at those photos, and I asked, what part of her is afraid to be judged? And how can I love her now? And maybe picturing that version in front of you and picturing holding her and hugging her and saying, I love you, you are accepted, I am always here for you. Just tell her she's loved and she's appreciated and she's worthy and enough and whole and safe to live authentically as herself. And you guys know I love journaling, so I want to offer some journaling prompts for this as well. When did I first start trading authenticity for belonging? I think for me, it started early. Here's another. What parts of me have I hidden just to be accepted? And can I start to show those parts of me more authentically without the fear of judgment? Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. And if you want to go deeper on your healing journey, there are many different ways to connect. You can pick up a copy of my book, Don't You Dare. It's available on Amazon. If you want to dive more into the ego voice or work on shadow work, I think it's a beautiful tool for that. I also have my Most Loved meditation bundle available for purchase. All of these things are going to be linked below in the show description notes. I also offer one-on-one coaching and hypnotherapy services. If you're interested, please go to my website, meganshirey.com, meganshirey.com. I teach a free live guided meditation on the Insight Timer app every Sunday morning at 10 Eastern, 9 Central, 8 Mountain, 7 Pacific. And please also join us on Patreon for posted guided meditations, behind-the-scenes reflections, and a soft healing community space. Also, if you enjoyed these episodes, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and please leave us a review. It helps us to reach more listeners. May you be happy, may you be well, may you be joyous and at ease, sending you infinite love and light, and until next time.